All right, I'm back from Harbor Freight. I'm gonna use this bad boy right here. My old one from Harbor Freight is the plastic version, and it's lasted a good long time, but it's on its last leg, so I went ahead and got this one. This one's a little more heavy duty. It should be sold 6 liters. Should be very robust. All right, here she is in all of her glory. I got it all plugged in, ready to go. Got my Power Purple in there. It's a little harsher, but I'm gonna try it and see with this new one how it does. This was an empty jug, and so I filled it full of tap water. I'm fixing to add it up, or fill it up to here and add it to this Power Purple. You don't need a ton of it. And then I'm gonna start off with the metal standoffs that hold the wiring harness. Those are pretty benign and nothing to fear harming. I'm gonna throw those in there first, and we're gonna see how it works. All right, here they are. I'll get a feel for how dirty they might be. They're not really that bad, to be honest, but some of these little white holders don't always clean up that great. So we'll see what they do. Like I say, this is from Harbor Freight. It's about $160 maybe. But I mean, the old plastic one's 99, 100. It's 100, so for an extra 60, $70, this is well worth it. So, because it holds a lot more stuff, and it's going to be more robust with all it being metal and all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, here we go. Get them in there, and let's see here. I guess on off is on. I don't know if that means turn it on or what. Let's see. Timer. Oops. Oh, I see. Cleaner switch. Aha! Temperature. It's on 40. We'll turn the heater on, why not? And there we go. There it is. I'm going to fold those in. Let me back off a little bit. And put this, see how it sounds. It makes some noise, but it's not too bad. So we'll let it run, and we'll see how good those come out. And see while those are cleaning up, I'm going to come over here. Here's my tumbler down here. It's not a Harbor Freight. It was a better quality one when I bought it back in the day. It's full of walnut shells. All right. All done. See if that water's hot. It usually is. Let's see. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's definitely nice and warm. Man, look at that. Look at that. I didn't do it for 15 minutes. Instead of me scrubbing these things, I did nothing. Beautiful. That's why I wanted a good one. My other one was good, but it just, like I say, as it got old, it wasn't as efficient. So I'm going to take those out and clean them. And man, we're going to keep moving on. I'm going to dump some more stuff in there and keep rolling. All right, so here they are. I'll give you a show here. You can see where they've been all cleaned up. Look how clean they come out. See, that's 15 minutes. I didn't have to do anything. I only had to spend 5 minutes rinsing them off and drying them. But now that they're all clean, they can go get put aside, and they can wait, because unfortunately they're not ready to go on the playfield yet. This is something that goes on, man, after a pop bumper, after a lot of things. And so those won't be in a big rush. So I'm gonna go set them aside in the clean pile. I had to pick a bin or somewhere and start a clean pile. So that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, I'm gonna get all the plastics and the flipper bats. I'm gonna take those rubbers off the flippers, and I'm gonna throw them in there and see how clean they get. Clean all this up, and hopefully that'll have all that ready to go back on. So plus it'll be a good test for my new little engine that could. So let me throw those in. There we go. Okay. Purple power, baby. Let's put that in here. All right, I'm gonna go rinse those off and dry them, and we'll see how they turn out. All right, a little dryer action while we look here. There they are, all cleaned up. Man, oh man. Can't beat that. Those are ready to go. I'm gonna get those in the put those in a bag and be ready. All right, here they are, all cleaned up and out of the Ultrasonic. Man, it looks pretty dang good. I don't think there's gonna be any polishing done to that. And a bunch of that. I mean, now I'm gonna regrain these, but I mean, there's really not much else to do to those. These I'm gonna clean the top since that's part of what you see there. But I mean, even look at this, I mean, I'll polish that top a little better, but man, other than that, this thing turned out clean as a whistle too. All right, so this thing is definitely works better than the plastic version. I like it much better. I'll just take 220 and I'm gonna just sand it to get all the, basically like regrain it with 220 and then polish it over here on my polisher with basically just throwing on some polishing. I'll show you even, I've got polishing compound thing, so this is the Harbor Freight stuff. Throw it on there and on my rag wheel and polish over this and you'll get close to a mirror finish, which is not what I'm looking for necessarily. It didn't have to be that chrome and that mirrored, but I want it to definitely be smooth and shiny, so that's kind of what I'm going for. So let me show you what I've done so far. I've done a couple. Let me, let's see. Where's that? Well, like this, for example. This is where it holds the apron down. You can see there, I've polished that up pretty decently. And that only took me like 30 seconds. I mean, I didn't put a ton of effort into it. And I didn't have to sandpaper this, by the way. That I went straight to the rag wheel. I also have already done this. Now I need to kind of get some of the residue off of there. Sorry about that. Now here's one where I did the regraining with the 220, and then I took and polished it on the rag wheel. So you can see the difference. I haven't done anything on this side. I've done this side, not this side. So you can see kind of the difference. And again, there's still a hair grain showing. Even the ball trail really doesn't show up much, but the grain does a little bit. But see how it's shiny and going. So I'm going for that kind of a look. And so I want to try to get some of this more mirror to give more reflection, because I feel like this game can be kind of dark. And I want everything to kind of give more light to it without having to put spotlights and stuff. So maybe this will help, maybe it won't, but that's my thinking behind it. So I'll finish this one up on the camera where y'all can see me do it. 220. It's an old piece of 220, so I'm just kind of coming and basically just going to hold it and I'm going along the parallel with the grain. You can see it there. Make sure you can see it good. I'm not. Still a little bit of ball trail, but not much. But that's about all it's going to take. Once I put it in that, put it on my rag wheels and polish, it's going to take the rest of it out. Now I do this little angle right here. So let's. There we go. Okay. Make sure we're showing that good. Hope this shows up and good on here as it does in person. So, you can see that. Now it's going to get hot, so sometimes I want to have a rag nearby to hang on to it if it starts getting hot. Okay. Here's what I've got left in my polisher here. You rub off some of that residue. And you can even use the metal polisher after this if you want to try to even get more shine, but I think this is going to be plenty for what I'm going for. Hope that shows up as good as it looks here in person. And see, just that fast, you can have these things looking that good, that quick. I mean, doesn't take a minute or two, and you can maybe two minutes maybe, and you can have that looking like that. See, here's the before, just to give you an idea what it looks like grained, and then here's after. And you can't beat that. All right, I got the Tumbler tumbling. The Ultrasonic is off for the night because it deserves a break after all that good work. I've been doing a lot of polishing. I did it off camera because face I'm just trying to get her done. And some of it I may hit again tomorrow because I know some of it I did while I was tired. But for the most part, most of this stuff looks pretty dang good, even though obviously there's residue that I'm going to use a metal polisher to get it off. So, and that'll make it look even better and bring it down even better. So, all right, let's see how this stuff turned out. I haven't looked at any of it yet, so let's check it out. Use my big magnet here to. There we go. Can we see that? Make sure I'm in the camera. Oh, there we are. Look at that. Now I don't have to do any work on those. Yeah. That's shiny. Now these actually don't need to shine. They sit inside the skill shot. But look how shiny all this is. Now that most of that is covered as well, but still. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Those bad boys. Shining it up. Now, whenever I go to put them back on, if I need to polish them some more, I'll just use my wheel like I did last night, and I'll do more polishing. But most of these look pretty polished up. Except for like this, I don't know, like for example, if I can get it pretty, like this. I don't know, I might, oh, that's pretty shiny, but I might go over it. I bet you it'll get it a little shinier. So something like that, I might go over again. Even though I think it's in a place, it's a part of the game, you don't even see it. See, it makes these springs nice and clean too. Sometimes they pick up a lot of residue and you don't realize it. Nice just to have them all cleaned up. There's some stuff hiding. Oh, there's something there. Ah, look at there. Wow, that cleaned up nice, man. I wasn't even thinking about that. Pretty good. Oh, it didn't, not magnetized. There we go. I always like to go through it and just double check for anything. Bobbing around here. Still got too much. Okay, no, set this up. Yep, all right. There we go. So now
when I get these the mechs torn apart, I'll start throwing them in here one at a time and running them as well. I don't have to run them one at a time though. I mean, I'll run them a bunch, but I'm not gonna run it all at once. This thing's not huge. It won't hold too many of them, so we'll run a few at a time.
And here they are, all nice and shiny and ready for the reassembly. So whether you use the polisher, the ultrasonic, or the tumbler, they all have their place to really make a nice restoration.